We're recording this program for our blog post so that you can watch it later if you would like. Hi, my name is Denise Reagan. I'm the Executive Director of the Garden Club of Jacksonville. I'm so thrilled to have you all here for Budding Gardeners Summer Succulents. Yay, who loves succulents? I love succulents. They're like kind of the gateway plant for a lot of people, and particularly children, because they're very forgiving to the world, to the dreads, the things that we do wrong to plants. So I'm very excited to have you all here today. I'd also like to introduce you to Corinne Lightfoot, our marketing and membership manager. She's in the back waving. Hi, everybody. And then also Christy Asuna, who's one of our event ambassadors with us here today. I'd like to tell you about some upcoming programs. Next month on August 12th, we have Budding Gardeners Grow Native. You can learn about the importance of growing native plants and how they are crucial to supporting wildlife. Members of the Ixia chapter of the Florida Native Plant Society will share examples of native species and help children plant seeds to take home and grow. So we hope you join us next month. In September, we have a very special Budding Gardeners. It is called CleanUpJax. The Garden Club of Jacksonville and Riverside Avondale Preservation are getting together on National Cleanup Day. This is a day that the whole world goes out and cleans up around their neighborhoods. So we're going to ask children and their families to join us in this effort and go out together in safety in a group and pick up litter along Post Street and Riverside Avenue. This special Budding Gardeners will start earlier at 9 a.m. because of the heat, right? You don't want to be out there like too late. And continues until 11, and then refreshments will be served here at the Garden Club at 11. So you'll get to cool off and eat and have a lovely little break after your hard work. So we hope that you join us for National Cleanup Day on September 16th. In October, what happens in October that's really fun? Halloween, that's right. So we have another special Budding Gardeners. This is in our series of Halloween ones we've had over the last several years. This one's called Going Batty. And we are going to learn about bats because they are such an important and impressive part of our ecosystem. We ask you to go batty with us and learn how this nocturnal and extremely helpful animal partners with us every day. You're going to take home your own flying bat hat and try a bat snack that should not be missed. So that's on October 7th. We hope you join us for that. And then we're going to go into November. I wanted to kind of give you the good series of these because you can go on our website right now and register for any of these. So Budding Gardeners Stellar Strawberries, November 11th. Fresh picked strawberries are delicious and fun to grow. Learn how to grow your own strawberries and plant one to take home. You can taste several ways to enjoy strawberries and make a strawberry themed craft. So we hope to see you for November 11th, Stellar Strawberries. I'd like to ask who here is a member of the Garden Club of Jacksonville? Raise your hand, don't be shy, yay. So we love our members and we're so happy to have you here with us. If you're not a member, please consider joining the Garden Club. Programs like this are free to you. So that's a really great benefit. And there's so many other benefits to being a member of the Garden Club. So please see me or any of our staff or any of the members here who've raised their hands and let them, ask them about why they're members. We have a couple members of the Board of Trustees here today. I know that Cora Hackley is sitting in the back. She's a new member of our board. And I think Kathy Gray is back. She was one of the people who checked you in. And am I missing anybody else as a board member? I don't think so. Yeah, so we have a great Board of Trustees and we love them. And they're so important to making the Garden Club of Jacksonville work. So we're so happy to have them here. And then we have a bunch of volunteers here with us today. Raise your hand if you're a volunteer. Yay, thank you. Thank the volunteers who are going to help facilitate today. We couldn't do this without them. All right, today's activities are this. You're going to have a short presentation. I'm going to tell you more about that in a second. And then we're going to have table 1 is going to be the planting activity, and you're going to plant your own pot of succulents to take home and grow and enjoy. Table 2 is a craft activity. You're going to make your own paper succulent, which is going to be beautiful. It would be a lovely thing to display in your room. And then table 3 is a tasting. Did you know that there are succulents that you can eat? Yeah, so you're going to find out about that. In between today's activities, please feel free to play the giant Jenga or cornhole because those are fun and that, it's a nice break. So if you're waiting for a table to open up or whatever, you can do that. And what we'll do is if you have a number on your name tag, that's the table that you'll start at. So 1, 2, 3. And then after that, it's kind of self-serve. So that each of the activities takes a little bit different time length. So if you have, you kind of look at the tables and see what's full and then kind of go to the place that's empty. And then we'll have a snack afterwards. So yes, there's a tasting, but there's also a snack. So after you've done all your activities, you can join Christy at the snack table and she'll give you a treat. All right, now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce, I have one more thing to tell you, sorry. We have a survey. We always use surveys because you want your feedback. And so there's little QR codes all around the room. We would love for you, after you've taken part in today's activities, to please scan that with your phones. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us what you thought of today's activity. Okay, now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our speaker today, our presenter. Jen and Brandi Burnham are the owners of Lush Leaves. Has anybody been to Lush Leaves before or seen their work? Okay, they are a really great plant store, but they also do all sorts of activities, and they're always out in the community doing great stuff. They're a state-certified plant nursery. On top of growing unique houseplants, Lush Leaves hosts classes and events around the area. They've been in the nursery industry for more than 25 years, and they still learn something new every day. If you have questions after Jen's presentation, we would love for you to raise your hand, and Christy will come to you with a microphone so we can capture you on the recording today. All right, so please join me in welcoming Jen of Lush Leaves. Give her a big round of applause.
I hope you guys can hear me and I'm not too loud. Good. Good morning. So I have 2 little girls also that love plants. Who out here has a garden right now? Do you have house plants? Do you have garden plants? A lot of everything, huh? Does anybody grow succulents already? Yeah, professional succulent growers, huh? Maybe we'll learn something new. Is this too loud? You guys good? Okay. So we have some samples of succulents up here, but I'm going to tell you something really interesting, which always kind of tricks my brain. Do you know we have cactus and succulents? We think succulents are these. Did you know that all cactus are actually succulents as well? They're succulents with needles. Not all succulents are cactus. We have these friendly ones that are easy to touch and easy to plant. Succulents can grow lots of different ways. There's some that hang down and look beautiful. There's some that grow upright, and there's some that grow straight across the ground. So we have a couple kinds, and Miss Denise was kind enough to bring in a sample of her aloe. Does anybody know what we use this kind of aloe for? This is aloe vera. This helps with boo-boos, doesn't it? Burns and scrapes and all kinds of stuff. So when an aloe plant is super, super happy, guess what it does? It makes babies and more babies and more babies. So this is a kind of succulent we would say, keep it in a pot or you're going to have a yard full of it. Not all moms and dads want to have a yard full of aloe, even though it is super cool and useful. We have that kind. So that's like a vase-shaped succulent. We have this. This is a super cool variety, and there's tons and tons more to this plant family than I can even tell you. But this is called Haworthia, and we call these window plants. The surface of each leaf, and when you get to the table, you can take a peek at these, is see-through. It lets the sun in and lets that plant produce energy straight through the surface of its leaf, so you can see into it. This is called jade, and this one in particular is variegated jade. Does anybody know what variegated means? It means 2 different colors. Usually they mean green and white, but variegation can be multiple shades of green on the same leaf too. This plant can grow into a tree form if you take care of it and love it for a really long time. And this kind, there's a few of these, has short, chunky, thick little leaves, and they're kind of hard. This is called crassula. And these are just a handful of varieties that are out there, and you will see more on the table. And if you look it up and you're interested in gardening, you will see way more than any of what is here. So does anybody know where succulents normally grow? In hot, dry places, you're right. So a succulent has I'm going to show you this little baby again. What do we think about those roots? Are they pretty tiny? So we think of plants having big root systems that go deep into the earth, but what do succulents do different? They have little roots and thick leaves. So in dry places, if it rains a tiny bit or there's a flash flood, those little tiny roots stay up at the surface and they suck water up really, really fast and they store it in these thick leaves. Okay, that's what makes them super cool. This is their water storage system. I'm going to ask now, and I think that we need a microphone if you guys have questions as we go. We're going to plant, and you're going to learn a little bit of something. This is what we tell our people in classes. Succulents are wonderful. Water them really well, but only water them once a month. Okay? So think of what we just talked about, their roots. They're meant to take up a lot of water really fast. So if we're watering them a teaspoon every day, we're not letting their roots do their full job. Does that make sense? So you give them a good drink and let that water run straight through your plant and then set them aside and let them rest for a month. Will that help, you think? And keep them alive for a long time? All right. We're going to see if anyone has any questions. Raise your hand.
Yeah,
And
we'd
you'll
love
get a
to get
chance
some
at the
questions from
microphone.
you. Oh, we have one right here in the front. In the blue dress. Did you want to ask a question?
Everyone waters the plant to grow.
That is true. Who knows what's necessary for a plant to grow? Water is one of them. What else do they need? Sunshine. Yeah. And one more thing, air, dirt. Some plants can grow without dirt, but if we don't have sunlight, air, and water to some extent, our plants can't grow. Who else has questions?
So I have a gorgeous big pot of them, but they're getting a lot of rain right now. And I did notice that some of it's turning black. So probably too much.
Probably too much. So I'm going to fess up today. This morning, I was looking at our little plant table, and I have a plant that is a succulent from the euphorbia family, which is a huge plant family. And it is called the dead plant because it actually is brown and looks dead all the time, but it's growing. And it has been rained on every single day for what seems like forever, right? It's turned to mush. So I actually had to go out and cut off the very ends of my branches of this beautiful plant were still rigid and had life. I had to go remove everything, cut it back, and hide it from rain and whisper a little prayer that those roots actually hang on and regrow. So it is right now, the rain is excessive. Some succulents can tolerate it really well and some will not. So definitely keep an eye on those. Anybody else have any questions?
I saw somebody with their hand raised in the front row. Did you have a question? Oh, you wanted to answer. Yeah. Any questions before we go? All right. So could everyone give Jen a big hand?
Have fun planting.
I really want to encourage all of you to look up Lush Leaves, look up the classes that they do, go to their business. They're a wonderful business and they do great work in the community. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So now we're going to go to your first station. So look at your name tag, look for what the number is. Number 1 is in the back corner. Number 2 is in the other back corner. And number 3 is over here. All right, we're going to have a good time. Thank you so much. Yeah.